Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing well as watching our video lectures. Now, we know that some of the portion of biology this year has been deleted. Now, if you are preparing for CET and NEET exams, CET for pharmacy and NEET exams, you should be thorough with all the deleted topics also. You will be giving your exams somewhere in 2022, basically NEET and CET pharmacy I'm talking about. So I don't know. So there will be some different scenario at that time. So it would be better if you get thorough with the deleted part also. Returning to my lecture, in today's lecture we are going to study about kingdom Monera. In the previous lecture, that is part 1, we had started with kingdom Monera. We know that two scientists were there, that is Carl Linus, who proposed two kingdom system. Later R.H. Whitaker, after studying diversity of living organisms, he proposed five kingdom system, and out of that five kingdom system, the first kingdom is kingdom Monera. Okay, so in last lecture we had studied about kingdom Monera, which includes bacteria, characters of bacteria we had studied, and on the basis of morphological structure, we had seen that bacteria are of different shapes, okay, like coccus, that is round shape, spirolinum, spiral shape, bacillus, rod shape. In today's lecture, we are going to study bacteria on the basis of evolution. So let us start with today's lecture. Okay, so chapter 2, systematics of living organisms, kingdom Monera. Basically in this lecture we are going to study about archaebacteria and eubacteria. On the basis of evolution, bacteria can be classified as archaebacteria, eubacteria, and mycoplasma. First, let us start with archaebacteria. Now, archae means they are primitive bacteria. Have you studied about archaeological studies? Yes, they study about fossils. That means all the organisms which were very primitive. So the name itself indicates studying about primitive bacteria, that is called as archaebacteria. Now these are differentiated from other bacteria on the basis of cellular features. Cellular features means what? They have in the cell, they have different chemical components. Now these bacteria, they are found in extreme environments. As they are found in extreme environments, they are called as extremophiles. Philes or philic means loving. So these bacteria, basically they love in surviving extreme conditions or extreme environments, and that is why they are called as extremophiles. They are found in variety of places from volcanic craters to salty lakes and hot springs. Volcanic craters means what? Where volcanic eruptions takes place. We know in a volcano hot lava is present. So there the temperature is very much high. Okay. So these bacteria, they survive in hot or volcanic craters also, in salty lakes also, and in hot springs also. So these are archaebacteria. Okay. Now the ability to withstand such environment shows the capacity to survive in severe conditions. That means these bacteria, archaebacteria, they survive in severe conditions also. Bacteria that can withstand high salinities, they are called as halophils. As I said, philic means loving and halo means salt. So these bacteria, they are salt loving. Okay, so they are called as halophils, while those who can withstand extreme temperatures, they are known as thermophils. Now, thermo means what? Thermo means temperature. Okay, thermo means temperature. Where there are high temperature, they are called as thermophils. Again, philic means loving. So they live where the temperature are very much high. A very common example is of methanogenic bacteria found in gut of ruminants. Ruminants means what? Ruminants का example है cows and buffaloes. Now ruminants means what? They are the organisms, or you can say they are the animals where the stomach has four compartments. In human being, we don't have four compartments, yes, but these ruminants, they are basically herbivores animals. They feed on grass, okay, and their stomach, they have four compartments. So these bacteria, they survive in the rumen compartment of cows and buffaloes. These bacteria help in production of methane in biogas. ये बैक्टीरिया क्या करते हैं? They produce methane gas. Okay, in biogas plant. Biogas plant, example of biogas plant is gobar gas plant. Okay, in gobar gas plant, what is done? All the cow dung is stored in that plant, and we allow the bacteria. We allow the bacteria to act on that cow dung. When methane gas is produced in this plant, that methane gas is given in the form of energy. Yes, and this energy is utilized for lighting purpose and all. Okay, as it produces energy. As I said, halophils. Halophils means what? Salt loving. You can see example is salt pan. So here all bacteria survives. They love living in the, or they love surviving in the higher concentration of salt. So such bacteria, they are found in salt pans where there are high salinities. One of the major best example, or one of the best example I can say, is of Dead Sea. Now what exactly is Dead Sea? Dead Sea, it is located in Jordan. Okay. Now in this Dead Sea, there is high concentration of salt. Okay. And because of high concentration of salt, what happens? The density of the water increases. And as the density of the water increases, what happens? You can see human floats. ओके अपने जो नॉर्मल बीचेस होते हैं वहां पे ह्यूमन फ्लोट नहीं होते, लेकिन डेड सी जो जॉर्डन में है उसमें क्या होता है? द कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ सॉल्ट इज वेरी मच हाई. दैट मीन्स सैलिनिटी इज वेरी मच हाई. So here also the bacteria survive. They are called as halophils. The bacteria which survive in high concentration, they are called as halophils. So here in Dead Sea, the bacteria survive, and in Dead Sea, the concentration of salt is very much high, and that is why you can see humans floating on water. Even hot springs. Okay, now what basically are hot springs? Hot springs, they are basically the water coming from the earth's crust. Now we know in the temperature in the earth's crust is very much high. Yes, so the rocks in that area becomes very much hot. So if the water percolates in that rocks, because of hot rocks, what happens? The water becomes very much hot, and that water it comes on the surface. अर्थ के क्रस्ट में क्या होता है? हॉट वाटर होता है. तो उसके जो रॉक्स है वो उसकी वजह से हॉट हो जाते हैं. हीट इज जनरेटेड, and when this water, it comes, when the water percolates into the hot rocks, what happens? The water becomes very much hot, and this hot water, it comes to the surface of the earth, that results into the hot springs. तो जो थर्मोफाइल्स है, जो थर्मोफिलिक बैक्टीरिया है, they survive in this hot water also, where the conditions or where the temperature of this hot water is near about boiling. A very good example in our Vasai Virar area is Vajreshwari hot springs. You must have seen, as well as Ganeshpuri. So there you can see sulfur bacteria. Okay, they can survive in extreme conditions. Next, we had seen is about methanogens. Okay, now methanogenic bacteria. Methanogenic bacteria means what? These bacteria, they are found in gut of ruminants. One of the example of ruminant is cows and buffalo. If we see the stomach of cows and buffalo, we can see it has 4 compartments. Okay, this is rumen compartment, omasum, abomasum, and reticulum. These are the 4 compartments. Now we know that cows and buffaloes, they feed on grass. Grass में cellulose होता है. So this cellulose digestion, it is carried out in the rumen part of the stomach. So this rumen part of the stomach has most of the methanogenic bacteria. Methanogenic bacteria, they are a group of bacteria which produces methane. ये जो methanogenic bacteria क्या होता है? They survive in this rumen part of the stomach. Okay, and वो क्या करते हैं? They produce methane. Methanogenic bacteria methane produce करते हैं for the digestion of cellulose, and that is why this kind of stomach is called as ruminant stomach. This is gobar gas. As I said, this is a gobar gas plant or biogas plant. Here all the cow dung is stored, and we allow bacteria to act on the cow dung. Now when the bacteria act, they produce methane gas. Yes, this methane gas is collected with the help of pipes, you can see. Okay, and this methane gas is then utilized as a form of energy. You have this in 12th standard. So this was about Archaebacteria. Next type of bacteria we are going to study is about eubacteria. Now eubacteria, they are present mostly, most of the earth's surface is covered by eubacteria. They are found in all over the surface of the earth. Now eubacteria, they are commonly referred as true bacteria. Why true bacteria? Because they have a rigid cell wall, and also they are of motile types. Motile types means what? They can move because they are provided with flagellum. Flagellum is what? A whip-like structure, so that what? Locomotion is possible. Okay, now they can be found everywhere on earth, and that is why they are called as true bacteria. Now they have a cell wall made up of peptidoglycan. In my last lecture, I had explained you what is peptidoglycan. That is, they are made up of polymer of sugars and amino acid. Peptidoglycan means what? It is a polymer of sugar and amino acids. So the cell wall is made up of repeated units of amino acids and sugar, and that is called as peptidoglycan. They are found as autotrophs and heterotrophs. Eubacteria, they are found as autotrophs. Autotrophs means what? They can produce their own food, as well as they are heterotrophs. Heterotrophs means what? They are the organisms which cannot produce their own food, but they are dependent on other sources. Other sources, like they are dependent on plants, as well as they are dependent on animals for their food or for their nutrition. Now autotrophs, They can be photosynthetic like chlorobium, okay, which is called as green sulfur bacteria, and chromatium or chemosynthetic. You just remember autotrophs, they can be of two types, or they are of two types: photosynthetic bacteria and chemosynthetic bacteria. फोटोसिंथेटिक बैक्टीरिया, फोटो मीन्स लाइट, तो ये बैक्टीरिया क्या करते हैं, दे यूटिलाइज सनलाइट, ओके, दे मेक यूज ऑफ सनलाइट एज अ एनर्जी for production or for preparing their own food. Whereas what does chemosynthetic do? How does chemosynthetic bacteria does? Chemo means chemical. So what does this chemosynthetic bacteria do? This chemosynthetic bacteria, they get the energy from the oxidizing inorganic compounds. This I had explained in last lecture also. Okay, so what do they use? They use energy of the photons. Okay, instead of using energy from the sunlight, what do? They break the chemical bonds of substance. For example, there is a bacteria called as Theothrix. Okay, so what it does, it oxidizes sulfur or hydrogen sulfide. Chemosynthetic bacteria क्या करता है? For example, H2S, so hydrogen sulfide. So this chemosynthetic bacteria, it breaks down the chemical bond of hydrogen sulfide. So what happens? The energy that is stored in the chemical bonds of hydrogen sulfide is released during this reaction. H2S के बीच में जो केमिकल बॉन्ड होता है, जब वो ब्रेक होता है तो क्या होता है? एनर्जी रिलीज होता है. यस, hydrogen sulfide is broken into hydrogen and sulfide, and the energy which is generated, that is utilized by this chemosynthetic bacteria for production of food. So autotrophs can be photosynthetic, that means they use sunlight for production of for preparation or production of food, whereas chemosynthetic means what? They use by breaking the chemical bond between the inorganic compounds. So this is eubacteria. You can see eubacteria, they can form colonies also, and they can be formed in filamentous form also. Here you can see they are forming colonies. This is one bacteria, this is other eubacteria, third eubacteria. So here they are forming colonies. They are mostly multicellular filamentous form living in fresh water. Okay, so this eubacteria, they are found in filamentous form also, mostly in fresh water. One of the best example is nostoc. Now this filamentous form, the body is covered by mucilaginous sheath. Mucilaginous sheath means what? A sticky substance like structure. Okay, a sticky film is covered around their body. The genetic material is typical prokaryotic. Prokaryotic means what? Primitive type. Okay, so genetic material जो DNA है वो कैसा है? It is in the form of prokaryotic, that is primitive nucleus is present. That means nucleus is without nuclear membrane. Okay, and and you can see that the genetic material is without nuclear membrane in the form of nucleoid, that is circular structure. Now here this eubacteria, they also show presence of photosynthetic pigments. Photosynthetic pigments कौन से हैं? Chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotenes and xanthophylls. So in filamentous form of bacteria, these photosynthetic pigments are seen. Filaments also show heterocyst, which helps in nitrogen fixation. Now nitrogen fixation means what? These eubacteria, they absorb nitrogen from the atmosphere and they provide it to the plants. So this fixing of atmospheric nitrogen from the environment and providing it to the plants, this is called as nitrogen fixation. Now, as I said, eubacteria, the one of the example is nostoc. You can see it is found in fresh water. This type of bacteria, this is a bacteria, okay, which is found in freshwater form. It is filament-like. You can see it is filament-like. The body is covered by mucilaginous sheath, that is a protective covering slimy like structure. And also they have a specialized cell which is called as heterocyst. And this heterocyst, ये heterocyst क्या करता है? It helps in nitrogen fixation. This is nostoc, mini nostoc you can see. Yes, in a colony form or in a filamentous form. This is heterocyst for nitrogen fixation. As I said, what exactly is nitrogen fixation? You can see this is atmospheric nitrogen. अपने एटमॉस्फेयर में नाइट्रोजन प्रेजेंट रहता है एयर में. Yes. Now this nitrogen we cannot take directly. Even plants and animals, they cannot take this atmospheric nitrogen directly. About 70% of 78% of nitrogen is present in the air. Okay. Now this nitrogen component of air is inert. Inert means what? We cannot take this atmospheric nitrogen directly. So what this bacteria does, जो nitrogen fixing bacteria है, वो क्या करते हैं? They convert the nitrogen, okay, into ammonia and other compounds. This atmospheric nitrogen, okay, this atmospheric nitrogen is converted into ammonia and nitrites. And ये जो नाइट्रोजन फिक्सिंग बैक्टीरिया जो रूट्स में प्रेजेंट होते हैं, they provide this ammonia and nitrates to the plants, and in this way nitrogen is provided to the plants, which increases the fertility of the soil and helps in growth of the plant. So this process is called as nitrogen fixation, and the bacteria which carries out this process, they are called as nitrogen fixing bacteria. Now heterotrophs are most abundant. Eubacteria में क्या है? Heterotrophs most abundantly. Okay, mostly heterotrophs are found. As I said, heterotrophs यानी क्या? They are the bacteria which cannot prepare their own food, but they are dependent on plants and animals to get their food. Now most of them are decomposers. Okay, most of the eubacteria, they are decomposers and known for breaking down large molecules in simple molecules or minerals. Decomposers means what? They help in decaying of organic material. Decaying like if any organism dies. Okay, so after some time, the decaying process takes place. Even if you see vegetables थोड़े दिन के बाद decay होना चालू कर देते हैं. Yes, so who carries out this decaying process? Mostly the eubacteria, and most of them of the eubacteria, they are decomposers. Okay, that is, they slowly destroy the organism by chemical process. Now they can be anaerobes, helping in curdling of milk. Anaerobes means what? Now there are organisms which needs continuous oxygen. Okay, they are called as aerobes. Whereas anaerobes means what? Anaerobes, they do not require oxygen for their survival. Okay, they do not require oxygen. So such organisms, they are called as anaerobes, and these anaerobes, they help in curdling of milk. Curdling of milk means what? From the milk we produce curd, that is dahi. Yes, if we have seen curdling of milk, we inoculate certain bacteria, हम दही डाल देते हैं दूध में. So actually what are we doing? We are inoculating certain bacteria. We are adding certain bacteria into the milk, and in the morning what we can see, because of fermentation process, curd, what you can say, curd is prepared. Yes, so this curdling of milk, basically lactobacillobacteria acts. Okay, then fixation of nitrogen, that is azotobacter. Just now I have explained that nitrogen fixation, they convert nitrogen, atmospheric nitrogen, into ammonia and nitrate. So one of the example is azotobacter. Okay, and antibiotic production, streptomyces. Certain bacteria, we know certain bacteria, they act as antibiotics also. Yes, one of the example is streptomyces. And composting and degrading oil. Composting means what? अगर हमें कंपोस्ट प्रिपेयर करना है, सो दैट वी कैन ऐड फर्टिलाइजर्स टू प्लांट्स. Okay, so composting means what? Again, decaying of plant remains. Okay, so that is called as composting. And even degrading oils, some of them are pathogens that is causing disease. ये सब अच्छे बैक्टीरिया थे. अब तक हमने देखा कडलिंग ऑफ मिल्क, लैक्टोबैसिली, एजेटोबैक्टर, स्ट्रेप्टोमाइसिस. They were all beneficial bacteria, but there are also some bacteria which are pathogens. Pathogens means what? Disease causing. Okay, they cause diseases. So which are the disease causing bacteria? Basically they cause disease like typhoid, cholera, tuberculosis, and tetanus also. Okay, so like tetanus, अगर tetanus का इंजेक्शन नहीं देते हैं तो you suffer from what you can say different diseases. So many vaccinations they are carried out at childhood itself. Okay, so these are the diseases causing typhoid, cholera, tuberculosis, and tetanus. Next type of bacteria, we had studied about archaebacteria on the basis of evolution, archaebacteria, eubacteria, and third type is mycoplasma. Now in mycoplasma, you can see this type of bacteria, it is the smallest. Okay, this type of bacteria, it is a genus of bacteria that lack cell wall. इनमें cell wall, ये mycoplasma जो bacteria है, if you see the structure, they do not have cell wall at all. Okay, they do not have cell wall, and they are the smallest of all living forms. So these are the smallest of all living forms. They do not have cell wall, just in the diagram it is seen. And many forms are pathogenic. Pathogenic means what? Again, this mycoplasma, they cause disease. Now most of them are found resistant to common antibiotics due to absence of cell wall. ये जो mycoplasma है उनमें cell wall नहीं होता है. So what happens? Even if antibiotics is given to cure that disease, this mycoplasma it becomes resistant. Resistant means what? वो antibiotic का कुछ असर ही नहीं होता है वो disease पे. Okay, so such bacteria, they are called as antibiotic resistant bacteria. Before that, okay, now which are the example? Like for example, agar hum penicillin, have you heard of penicillin antibiotic? So penicillin and cephalosporins, these are ineffective. Okay, these are ineffective against mycoplasma. But there is one antibiotic called as erythromycin, and this erythromycin, it helps, or it what you can say, it helps us to cure against the disease. So erythromycin antibiotic is given to act against this mycoplasma bacteria. So today's lecture we had completed about archaebacteria, eubacteria, and mycoplasma. I stop here itself. Thank you.